So here we have possibly one of the most hated tickers in all of crypto. We have the ticker for Pump.fun. Yeah, very controversial one in the world of crypto, but an interesting token to trade nonetheless. So I have got the MEXC chart up here, and if you scan the QR code that is on the screen now and sign up, you can get a deposit bonus to use on MEXC, where you can trade Pump.fun along with loads and loads of other tickers. So make sure to click the link, sign up, doesn't take long, and then you can trade exciting tickers like this. So straight into it, relatively new token, so we are looking at the weekly. Only one level to look at on the weekly we have there, so I will write weekly. As per usual, I will put in our all-time high along with our all-time low, which we can refine as we go down. So all-time low, and up here we have all-time high and green. Right, so not too much to look at on the weekly. Like I say, we've got that level, no other levels, so we'll move down onto the daily. So if I reset the chart view, what can we see? So we can see we had this massive impulse up, clipping an all-time high here, and then moves down and it fell into this range. Nice little reversal out of this range, closed this market structure gap here, and is now retracing back into this range. So what can we map out from a level perspective on here? So we've got our weekly level, which provides quite a good baseline. I will put that line in there for a daily level, and I think for me that daily level is like the last level of support. I think if you go below there in these wicks, you'll then start to fill in some of this FVG. So what else do we have? We've got a daily level there. There's quite an interesting level there that encapsulates a few candles. We've got one there. You've got a very, very good area along here where we can see a lot of price action. So filling those in, we can go daily, we can go. So with tickers like this, where you've not got a lot of historical price action, again, as we've covered in previous videos, you're looking more at volume, but also you're looking more at a pattern. So for me, you're looking at how it trades within this range. So I think certainly if we get our favourite tool up, the good old trusty FRVP, and stretch it over, what can we see? So we can see a lot of volume around that weekly level there. We can see a nice bit of volume there, which I'll put a purple line on. We've got another big volume area there, and we can go in and refine some of this. We've got a nice volume area there, and I will draw a little box to cover this one, as it can be quite a nice area to aim at. And then if we go up higher, what have we got? An interesting box here that may be of interest further down the line. And then we can see, yeah, a lot of volume down in this region. We can see this weekly level in particular is very, very strong. So let's dive into a lower time frame. So if we go onto the 4 hour, what can we see? So we can see quite a lot of volume. There's quite a nice volume node in there actually. So I will take a horizontal ray and I will put that on there, and that'll be an interesting area to target once we climb back up. As you can see, that area there. So if we zoom in, what can we see? So this daily level was acting as a real strong level of support. As you can see, we've now dipped below that, so I would potentially be looking at retesting further down here. So if we get rid of that FRVP and we relay it onto a smaller section of the chart. So if we go across from here to here, what can we see? So we can see a potential backtest there in the middle of that range. So yeah, I'd be looking at, if I was looking at this now, I'd potentially be looking at an entry around this sort of 2718. If it fails to hold that, I'd then be looking at an entry around this weekly level. I wouldn't want to be longing this until we see a confirmation either of it gaining this daily level and holding, or we come down and we test one of these areas here. But I think once we do, we've got some nice areas to aim at. So I think you've got this daily level here, you've got a big liquidity zone here. If you can clear this and gain this daily, you could then potentially be looking at a run up to clear this back test, but then complete this market structure and slam into this liquidity zone here. So yeah, it's an interesting ticker to trade for sure. If you zoom out, where I'd potentially get worried on this is if we come down to retest this weekly level, we don't hold it, and we begin flirting with this daily level. I think this daily level for me would be where I'd get a little bit worried, because I think if you lose that daily level there, then you're looking at retracing even more of this pump. However, this is one of those weird tokens where I think you'll just all of a sudden just get a very big impulse. So as you can see, yeah, you've had a nice distribution, you've got some accumulation happening here, so I would be expecting at some point us to come up and potentially take some of this liquidity here and maybe have a run and clear out this zone and have a go for the all-time high. But yeah, definitely want to keep an eye on and trade it on MEXC. There's a link below.